peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
Morning, Africa, good morning, wherever you are. This is Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting all the way from the Republic of Kenya. In the general headquarters is Miriam Ogoto. Good morning.
A very good morning to you, Doctor, and good morning to our viewers.
Thank you very much. From the Political Command Center in Africa, thank you very much. This is Good Morning Africa. Today, the show is different in the sense that we want to first interrogate the Kenyan situation, the news headlines, newspaper headlines that Miriam will take us through. And we want only to say the weather is very, very cold in Nairobi. It is beginning the month of July in the next 2 days, and it will go on for the next 5 months when we are under a very cold spell that is near the Indian Ocean on this side and the slopes of Mount Kenya between Mount Rwenzori, the Eastern Rift Valley axis, and the Western Rift Valley axis of Mount Rwenzori back in Congo forest and the whole region. Part of these areas, it will be very, very cold, especially on the the slopes of mountains and in the highlands of these countries that are in the Great Lakes region. So Miriam, expect a cold weather, and most of you should actually wear your coats. If you are coming in Kenya, inside Nairobi, Kenya, you want to go and see the animals in Mara, which is this month beginning and next month, please bring in something cold. That keeps you out of cold. A warm sweater, a warm jacket. That's how we want to do our good morning shows with Dr. Matsanga, breakfast with Dr. Matsanga to Africa with Miriam Ogutu. Two of us we shall be hosting this show every morning to find out what takes place, what's going on in Africa, what is the weather in Africa, what is the current news in Africa, what is going on, and any breaking news that will come. As we speak right now, the courts in Kenya are undertaking what we call an appeal that was launched by those who want to change the constitution against those who don't want the constitution changed. Back to you, Miriam, in the studios in Nairobi to take me through and ask any questions. Let's take the people of Africa, the people listening to us, those waking up in Britain, those waking up in Southern Africa. I'm told there is chaos in Eswatini. The king, Eswatini, whatever you call it. I know it as the kingdom of, previously the name was called what?
Swaziland.
Swaziland. That's what we know, the Swazis. There is something there going on. We shall confirm, and Miriam will confirm and cross over to that place later on in the dispatches. But some breaking news came there, and they said it looks like the king has run and left all the 22 wives behind. Thank you very much. Over to you, Miriam, in the studio in Nairobi. Let's go through it right now.
All right. Thank you so much, Doctor, for that. So quickly on the leading newspapers in Kenya this morning, the Standard newspaper, the main headline, which way BBI, the big battle starts, and that is what is on the main headline there. And then on the Daily Nation, the return of Jimmy Wanjigi, the city billionaire, has been a silent kingmaker, but now wants a piece of the action in 2022. I will be on the race, he told the nation in a short text message. How his entry will rock the country's politics is unclear for now. So that is the main headline. And just up there, BBI fresh legal drama as appeal hearing starts today. And then on the Star newspaper, the main headline, Uhuru tours Ruto's staff to cement legacy. The visit, including to Uasin Gishu, will be next month. It is doubtful whether the DP will accompany the president, who is in a race to cement his legacy. So perhaps, as Doctor, you rightfully put it there earlier, that the case already had started and we are running it at the appeal court, the BBI case. So which way BBI, the big battle stands? So the Standard is asking which way the BBI case.
Thank you. Which way the BBI? Thank you very much. Good. That's a very good question, Miriam. Which way BBI? BBI, for the people who don't know, who are watching us, both in Kenya, around East Africa, in East African region. It means building of bridges. Is a strategy that the president and the former prime minister, opposition leader, wanted to unite the country before the next general elections. So Miriam, that is all it means. They want a united Kenya before they conduct any fresh elections in Kenya. That the only way BBI can be removed completely, and the only way you can hold a free and a fair elections next year, you need to have a BBI, a review of the constitution. That is it, Miriam. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And of course, for the next 4 days, Kenyans will be treated to high-octane legal arguments similar to the ones we saw in the Supreme Court in 2013 and also 2017 after, the challenge, especially in 2017 when President Uhuru Kenyatta's second win was challenged there in the court, and we saw that. So perhaps that is what Kenyans are expecting. So, Doctor, I don't know, because yesterday, as we were having a conversation in the morning, the proponents of this, of the BBI, likes of Junet Mohammed, were very confident that there will be a win in the court. What if that is not the outcome? Is what will be the route that the government should take after that? Not the government, Miriam, the proponents, yes.
Miriam, I just want to tell you that it could be a suicide move if Kenya went to the elections without reforming the law around the electoral reforms being created and bringing in more other changes that will help the Independent Boundaries Commission, IEBC, to change many things. It would be suicide, and this country could lead to chaos. With the type of talk that is going around Miriam at the moment, I think it is very, very difficult for anybody contemplating stopping BBI, because I see the only route that this country can come to a better place is through rearranging that section of the law that brought about the difficulties that we have seen in the last election since 1992. So the president wants to change, to bring about the best way we can. But here we are. I don't think, let's wait and see what the court will do. But Miriam, in our opinion, which I'm going to say, and in our opinion piece, which is coming next as our final topic, final opinion of the day, is the BBI, have we lost it? Where did we go wrong? When did the rain start beating us? Miriam, those are the questions every Kenyan is asking. It's a good document. It brings in peace. It solves a lot of problems of war and chaos on the streets of Nairobi. The beatings, the tear gas that we saw. But how did we go to an extent that we are now begging the courts? Miriam, that is what I'm going to bring in next, which is very interesting after this, after we finished other headlines. But for me, from my angle, Miriam, something has caught my eye, and which I also want to excite you. The governor of Kakamega says, bring your own oxygen. What? Woohoo! What? Where have we reached, Miriam? Mm-hmm. Come with your own oxygen. Where have we reached? Where did the money, the billions that we pumped, the billions that we fundraised, the billions that the companies put in this thing called oxygen? Companies gave out oxygen money. I remember Equity Bank was able to collect over 300 million. You are telling people to bring their own oxygen. It is like you are telling people, die, don't come to the hospital. Where are we heading, Miriam? It is on the front page of the Daily Nation, in the corner, where I don't know whether the head office, your place can magnify that bit. An acute shortage of oxygen at the Kakamega Hospital forced the governor to say, come with your own oxygen. Ladies and gentlemen, those watching us across Africa and across Kenya, it is sad, Miriam. That has caught my eye. How do you tell people, bring your own oxygen? Where do people get oxygen? We all breathe the oxygen. Do we collect it from outside here? What happened to the money that the government pumped in? What Mr. The governor of Paranya was the chairman of the committee that was fundraising money across Kenya. Miriam, what has come of us? What has come of Africa, surely? What has brought us to where we are? These are the topics that we are going to talk about every day, every morning. Let's point out some irregularities, some mess. Miriam, this is a mess. Surely we should not be happy people. We cannot be on this television very happy when someone is telling sick people that bring your own oxygen. Is this not stupid? Where have we gone? Why are people talking of the president not having powers to demand that some people like this one should be arrested? In some countries, a governor like this one would be arrested because he was given money to buy oxygen in Kakamega Hospital. And you remember, he was posing around saying the hospital was well equipped and the Kakamega was one of the top hospitals. That's the story that has caught me. Mm-hmm. My eye. I don't know what you say about it.
Yes, indeed. And as you've rightfully put it there, Doctor, I think it's a cause for alarm. And maybe Kenyans should know, because right now cases have spiked in the western side of the country. And so there has been an increase in numbers in the recent weeks. And so Kenyans who are in those areas, we must be careful. There are not spaces in those hospitals, but for patients to be required to go with an oxygen cylinder and others, I was just reading through that story before you are admitted in a public hospital, you're required to pay a certain amount, which is against the law. I think this is something that the county government of, Kakamega needs to look into. And also, yes, the monies, Doctor, that you've mentioned there, that were given to the counties in response to COVID-19. We need to know what has happened to the money, and we need to know how far. We need an audit of these monies that were given to counties to respond to COVID-19. And Kakamega, there's something that is not, working out right in that county. There's no way you expect patients to come with, oxygen cylinders, and that is down in the villages there. It's not possible. Many Kenyans will die and cannot afford that. So I think that is out of order.
Thank you very much, Miriam. It is not only in Kenya, across in East Africa, in Uganda, the hospitals are paying heavily. Patients are paying exorbitant prices. You need to be admitted in a Ugandan hospital. Miriam, you need 20 million. You need 5 million Uganda shillings, which is equivalent to about the same amount of money. 5 million Uganda shillings that is needed. So it is very bad in Uganda. It is even worse. People are dying. Patients are being refused to go out. Their land titles are being used. So that is one of the topics that caught my eye. Thank you, Miriam.
All right, very well. So, okay, so the main headline on the Daily Nation, Doctor, I don't know how that has not caught your eye, the return of Jimmy Wanjigi, and Kenyans have had a lot to say about Jimmy Wanjigi announcing that he's actually running for the presidency next year. How do you think that will change the political dynamics in the country, if at all?
Jimmy is a comedian, a businessman, a very tough mafia guy. You can't play with him. He's the one who can make Ruto run for his money. And he can make Ruto get scared. I think the Wanjigi family had politics in them. And we have seen from the behind Wanjigi, Jimmy saying all this was made from his house. So I don't know what is interesting in Kenyan politics, that finally the man who made others, finally himself, like you a coach, you say the football has defeated others, or others have tried. I am now the coach, let me step in. That's what Jimmy has done, Miriam. He made Raila, made Ruto. He says he claims to have made President Uhuru Kenyatta, whom he cannot make because the Kenyatta family has been there for a long time. They were friends of the Wanjigi family. And when you look at what his statements are, what is he targeting? He says he's a life member of ODM. So a life member, ODM has, well, Raila has not yet declared the candidature. So we wait for what Raila to declare and then see how many people, what type of selection exercise it is. So Miriam, it is very interesting that he might be just a push over pulling some people or playing with some people's weight and a see game.
So
Thank you.
You don't really think he's going to run? It's just...
No. What will he run as? What can he say?
Mm-hmm.
He's educated.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, on education, yes. Wanjigi is. But can Wanjigi run a government? Imagine what type of government. You saw the type of guns that he has. Maybe he's just coming up as a running mate of William Ruto. In fact, if you put William Ruto and Wanjigi together, they can run what we call a gangster state on a serious political science, a gangster state, a state of Arizona. where men walk on, ride on horses, and the men are the law in Arizona. You know that very well. The cowboy style of state. Are you Kenyans ready for that cowboy state? Where deals will be made, your country will be auctioned. Are you ready? The country of Kenya to be auctioned. They are businessmen. They don't care. Wanjiki does not care. Does he care about the state? He cares about the money. How much money is in his pocket? Remember, this is a man who first brought the Jubilee government administration into the state it is today. He filed a case. They filed, the companies in Europe filed a case, and he was paid $2.3 billion. You know how much that is? So is this the man you want to give your country? He took the money and they shared amongst themselves. So for me, I don't think there is any. Wanjiki is not, is a good guy. He's a friend of very many friends of mine. I don't have any problem. I've never had personal interaction with him because I am not part of the mafia's clique. I fear mafia, so I don't go to someone who deals much in guns and deals much in threats of, he could, a feared man, you know. Have you walked in Italy and then they tell you the mafia lives up there? How would you get a taxi and run very fast? How? So that is what I was trying to bring forward. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And also another story on page 4 of the Daily Nation. Ruto fear behind scramble in Mount Kenya to form alternative parties. The fear of crowded party primaries, particularly in Deputy President William Ruto's United Democratic Alliance UDA, is fueling the establishment of fringe parties in Mount Kenya region. Most of the parties support Dr. Ruto's presidential candidature, but deep suspicions that leaders who have stood by DP in the tough times could have undue advantage during UDA's nominations or even party mechanizations to hand them direct tickets is reportedly fueling the drive to establish alternative political vehicles. Like we've seen more parties coming up in Mount Kenya region. Will this work against DP in his effort to consolidate the Mount Kenya votes?
Miriam, the Mount Kenya politics is very interesting. And time is coming when Ruto will know that they are real owners of that mountain. That in essence, he doesn't have the support at all. He only has a share of difficulties. There are no supporters there. Mount Kenya is not a place where you play cheap politics, where you lie people that a wheelbarrow is better than money in the pocket. No Mount Kenya person will believe you is only a fool. You can't fool people all the time. There is now panic in Ruto's camp that the president is going to Rift Valley, accompanied by Gideon Moi, Raila Odinga, Kalonzo, and others, and the Musalia Mudavadi. They will be going around there, and there's a panic. So I told you that when you start these things, be careful not to be the loser. Spare some energy. Lay down, get the correct people. Miriam, yesterday you noticed there was something on social media where a man was claiming to have put up a billboard, and then the billboard was removed. This guy did not pay. The owner of the billboard, of the land where the billboard was put, called me on my phone. He said, have you seen how Korea is a thief? I said, no. Why don't you publish it? He said, the truth is, I'll do it. He paid him some money, allowed him to go and put a billboard. He never came back to complete the millions that were required. He ate the money. Then he turned around and said, because the land belongs to Kenyatta's relative, that's why they have taken down my billboard. If the deputy president is listening to me this morning now, are these the people you really want in your camp if you are going to win an election? Are these the people, even if you win an election, can you make Kuria a minister? Won't he sell the whole of ministry, including the clothes of the workers? Won't he tell the workers to take out shirts and dresses, sell them? Are these the people that you want to bring in government? I think let's be serious. Kenyans, look, the deputy president quotes people who ask people to bring oxygen. Why does a sick man have oxygen? Surely, the Oparanya is a man also intending to lead this country. But if you ask them where did the money for COVID go, they can't explain. I am happy, Miriam, I've seen a story of the IMF asking for the names of the people who took the money, the COVID money. And I believe the government will name those people so that we can now shame them, isolate them, and ask to return some of the money. Back to you, Miriam.
All right. Yes, indeed. And I know Kenyans are really waiting to hear the outcome on that investigation that involved KEMSA. Kenyans are really waiting. I think me being among them, we want to know what happened and who are these people so that we can see the long hand of the law take its course there. The main headline of the Star newspaper, Uhuru tours Ruto's staff to cement legacy. The visit, including to Uasin Gishu, will be next month. It is doubtful whether the DP will accompany the president, who is in the race to cement his legacy. The story is on page 2 of the Star newspaper this morning. President Uhuru Kenyatta plans to tour Deputy President William Ruto's Rift Valley home turf to launch development projects. Rift Valley has been described as enemy territory by Uhuru backers after he fell out with his deputy. The tour will be next month as Uhuru races to cement his legacy. The visit will also cover Ruto's Uasin Gishu home country at a time when the president and the DP are deeply alienated. And I was listening to a conversation on the radio coming to work this morning, and they were discussing this topic, and people from those areas were calling in and were very excited that President Uhuru Kenyatta was going to visit, those areas and bring in development that they're saying. They're referring to the ones that were taken to Kisumu. The last I checked, President Uhuru Kenyatta has been developing all of these countries. So there's a special interest that is being, spotlight on what happened in Kisumu. I mean, Lake Victoria is not in all counties in this country, so come on. But they're excited, Dr. Matsanga, to have President Uhuru Kenyatta visit there, and they're saying they're waiting with bated breath.
Miriam, it is very, 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 very important for you and me to understand that immediately the president steps in the Rift Valley, stays in Nakuru or Eldoret State House, politics of this country will change. Even Ruto might sneak there at night to kneel down and ask for mercy. Things will change. People are going to express. You see, there is this politics of fear that everybody in the Rift Valley follows Ruto. No. No. People have feared. You remember the maize scandal? Because that day the people had whom to talk to. People are going to have a sense, whom can they talk to that day under the protection of the president in these public meetings? I am telling you, people will reveal quite a lot of things. And this is worrying Ruto so much that who is going to attend? The governor of a county cannot refuse to attend the function of the president. What have you done to the president? You can't. The administration police will not refuse. The locals want to see their president, the president they elected. And that is the time when, yesterday I was saying that I wrote and I said, time has come for the president to wash off hands, like a Pontius Pilate said, go away, I don't know you. I'm left with 1 year to finish my legacy. You gave me a candidate, a man who disappeared. That is what I feel. The president is going to deliver a message down there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And also just to add on that, when I was listening to that radio show and people from the Rift Valley calling, they're saying since the handshake, that is what one gentleman said, since the handshake in 2018, the government has really been fighting, the cartels, the maize cartels in the Rift Valley. So I don't know the correlation between the handshake and that, but they're saying since the handshake, they are also enjoying some of these things, the fruits of the coming together. And the farmers seems to get a better deal right now compared to a couple of years ago. So that was quite interesting. And so they're waiting there. So is DP likely to accompany President Uhuru Kenyatta? Do you think he will be there?
His being there, I don't know. But if I were him, I'll try to solve my problem before the president goes to the Rift Valley. Yes, if I were Ruto, I would try to seek audience. Because if you are born in the Rift Valley and you claim to be a kingmaker, then other guests come with other men who are also seeking to be kingmakers. I think the best is to make friendship and beg for mercy, for forgiveness. Perhaps President will find some time to say, okay, fine. But for now, if he leaves it the way he does, he has been in the backyard of the president, backing people. What will stop other people backing also candidates in his own yard? That is the pain now, and that is what is paining him. Mm-hmm. Back to you, Miriam.
All right, and another story that is here on the front pages of the Star newspaper. 252 million Kenya shillings low-cost helicopters hire was irregular, says auditor. The story on page 7. They used 252 million Kenya shillings to hire a helicopter to fight locusts. Let me just read a bit of that story, Doctor, before we give our opinion on that. The Crops Department in the Ministry of Agriculture irregularly hired helicopters on 2 separate contracts of Kenya shillings 252 million. Auditor General Nancy Gathungo has said in the first contract, the department had the helicopters for locust surveillance services in Isiolo, Marsabit, Nakuru, Eldoret, Kerio Valley regions at 103 million Kenya shillings. Gathungu has flagged the spending, saying there was no tender evaluation report and recommendations for the award. The ministry was led by Mwangi Kiunjuri until January 2020, when he was fired and replaced by Peter Munya. In a report of the department's account for the year to June 2020, Gathungu said that one of the tenders was not licensed to operate an aircraft. It used the registration certificate of another firm. So for those who are wondering why Mwangi Kiunjuri was fired. This could be one of the reasons why. 252 million Kenya shillings to survey locust.
Miriam, what did I tell you? When we are talking about corruption here under Mwangi Kingjuri, and these are the same people, look at what the DP has done. He's collected all fees under his banner. Surely, and the younger men of this country love thieves, love people who steal cars or steal money, buy good cars and come in their villages. That's what the younger people in this world now love. They want to hang around a good car. Nobody buys a car like the one Matsanga bought in 1979. I had my car, which I actually bought for 36,000 Uganda shillings. A Fiat Miafori, green. You know, no, everybody was excited. But it was not excited because I had stolen money. No, because I am one of them. I have shown at my age. I had a shop in the town. I had a liquor shop selling. Miriam, I've been with this brain for a long time. It was selling alcohol in the evenings. I was doing a few things, but I got my car. I used to drive it, a green Fiat Miafori. But the younger people looked at me and said, when I leave school, I want to work like that youth. That youth. Today, the younger people can only come near your car. Guess what? When you have a big Range Rover and probably you have put an exhaust pipe that does then you can pull the younger people. Then they come and they are very, very happy with you. Otherwise, they don't come to your place. They will not come. So what has happened to this morality? Morality has gone out of the window. Across Africa, people now rejoice because our thief is in the clan. A man who steals and builds a house, especially you Kenyans. I saw one lawyer yesterday on TV showing and posing, telling people how his house has got 42 bedrooms. There are Kenyans in this country who have nowhere to sleep, who don't have even a toilet to go to. And one of the problems we the media do, we now go and kill these people of poverty. People who are poor, we kill them while they are still on earth. We go and bring such a lawyer whom we know everywhere, that such a man got money through illicit trade. That's why he's not appearing on any BBI. Nobody wants, no serious person would want to hire Grand Mula anymore. Because it's only those who are associated with theft would like to hire a lawyer who is associated with theft. But this is a man who used to be a very good constitutional lawyer. But when he amasses wealth, when he uses kingdoms like a Morocco kingdom to pump in money and they launder money here, there's nothing that I can have respect for. Therefore, for me, Kiungjuri stole money. The report is now here. And we used to tell President Uhuru Kenyatta, why are you sparing this guy? Why is he still in the cabinet? He doesn't even spell the word locust. He said locust. Locust. When you get the picture, get the pictures of the locust. No, it's called locust. I know some of us have got those problems of dialect. I'm also from a tribe which says when it is P, it says it's P. Please bring. Or please bring when you are meaning P. Or S, you are meaning something else, or T. Please, the, D. Bring that thing. We have that dialect. But Kiungiri's dialect was even far more comic than the portfolio he has. So there you are, 250 million gone. And the locusts. Have locusts also gone? Yes. I don't hear about locusts anymore. I hope they will not come back. Thank you.
And hopefully this will not just be a report by the Auditor General. Hopefully the investigative agencies in this country will take over now this report and query further and see if some people can be brought to book, because 252 million Kenya shillings, that is a lot of public money that should be accounted
it is. One of our viewers, Bitoro, said Gideon Moi dumps Okoa, Kenya Alliance, and goes to Raila.
Yeah.
But we have talked here time and time again. I am a strategist, Mr. Bitoro. I told you, give Raila 5 years. Give him a vote. Let him take, at least Ruto is still energetic. Ruto can lead, can contest further in 2027. But give Raila a chance. He suffered for this country. Give him a chance. And a woman like Wamuchomba says, who is Raila that Uhuru went to make negotiations with Raila without consent? Is Raila not a Kenyan? Uhuru should not speak to Raila. Is Raila not a Kenyan? Is Raila from Tanzania or Kenya or Uganda? You know some of the leaders, Miriam, you have, like Wamuchomba, I think. You see, there is one thing I've discovered, and I don't want to discourage very many younger people here. There are two things my father told me before he died. That was way back in 1987. No, way back in 1981. When I had just married my first wife. We went home with my first wife to show to my father in my Fiat Mia 40. My father pulled me aside and Miriam asked me one question. Are you sure she was not married elsewhere? Miriam, are you with me here? I'm giving you my part. So people who are watching me should not think I am talking of myself or of any other person. My father asked me the question. Then I stopped the car and came out. We are about to go. We had brought nyama, muchere, nini. Things were there. We want to go home back. I was with a former DC, District Commissioner of my region, who was called Mr. Tandakwire, a Ugandan. very good guy from Bushenyi Museveni's area. And he asked me that question. Then I said, what is the problem? Then I came out, I said, Dad, yes, she's not. She's just a girl by then of my age. I was slightly older than her by 2 years. He said, that's okay. Then I said, Dad, why did you ask me that question? My late father said, there are 2 things you should never to do, even if I don't meet you one day. Don't marry a divorcee. Have you heard? Don't marry any woman who has divorced. Or a man, don't tell your sisters not to marry a man who has divorced. Hey! So when I saw Wamuchomba yesterday, last night I slept saying, my father was right. That is 1981. My father was right. Very right. People who have divorced from their first husbands have a problem with their lives. They either bring the whole problem on you or destroy you or end up assimilating you. That's all I can say, Miriam, this morning. I don't know whether you have got the meaning. When somebody like a Wamuchomba, she has tried several marriages. She even went to the extent to say, no wonder she said, she doesn't care how many women her husband can have. Because she only bothers about wealth and a good house and the money. So she doesn't care whether the husband slept with a monkey yesterday or slept with a dog. She does not care. What she cares about is money. How can she be trusted even in Ruto's party? Who is she to judge Raila Odinga? Who is she to judge President Uhuru Kenyatta, whom President should meet or not meet? Thank you. My opinion, Miriam, bring it and I will close down.
All right, that's it. I think if you want to close down, because
the opinion, we haven't done the opinion.
All right.
I was asking, invite me to do the opinion.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Miriam. Our opinion tonight, this morning, which could shape the entire day of this, is this. In 2018, the handshake, and I hope Fred is ready. In 2018, the handshake came in handy to stop the violence that was taking place, that was going to consume Kenya, destroy Kenya, and kill this nation called Kenya. Every Kenyan in the valley, in the mountains, in the plains of this country was relieved that the Prime Minister, the former Prime Minister, and the President of the Republic of Kenya, Raila Amolo Odinga and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta respectively, had now come together, endorsed the way forward, a new way, a new hope, a new dawn of politics of this country. Our opinion is that endorsement created the best environment, the best atmosphere, the best alternatives to discuss what kills, what ails Kenya. Every 5 years of election, the election cycle, there is always a problem related to elections. Violence, killings, maiming, burning property, destruction of property have all been the hallmark of the elections of the Republic of Kenya. It is our opinion, therefore, that the BBI and the handshake that the two leaders brought to our nation remain the cornerstone of this very country called Kenya. Without the BBI and the handshake, we shall live to regret as to why we did not look at the words of the two leaders, why the 9 points were not looked at. It is therefore very important for the people of Kenya, the 4 million signatures, those who stood up in the morning and in the evenings under the COVID pandemic and signed these signatures, to rise up and reject the capture of the judiciary, the capture of the government by the judiciary. They must reject the notion of the judiciary capturing the executive and the judiciary usurping the powers of the three arms of parliament, executive, controlling and putting the 4 million people that represent the sample of the 50 million Kenyans. Where did we go wrong? Where did we lose it? For the people opponents, for proponents of BBI, I want to remind you that BBI is a redemption strategy. It's not a political process. It's a redemption strategy to shape, to heal, to reconcile, to restitute, to revamp the morals of the people of Kenya, to rehabilitate the institutions of the people of Kenya that have gone wrong, to put a new blood, a new injection of ideas that come with repealing of some of the obnoxious laws. I submit, therefore, that it is only and only through the system that will create space for Kenyans to discuss the destiny of unity of purpose, which President Uhuru Kenyatta wants dearly to leave a legacy, that when Kenya will remain the beacon of hope. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, and that is where we end our show this morning. Thank you so much for watching. We shall be back shortly with another topic. And just a reminder, the appeal case on BBI is ongoing right now at the appeal court here in Kenya. So I think later on we shall be bringing you live events from the Court of Appeal there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Dr. Matsanga. My name is Miriam Ogotu. This has been Good Morning Africa. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.